Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our morning edition of Big Brother 22 All Stars Live Feed Spoilers. We have a wall yeller. It was probably not Coco
Woo!
Vanderwolf who did it, but wall yelling controversy enters the game. It seems so far that the wall yeller this time may have actually been the most substantial, meaningful twist so far.
Yeah, which was kind of crazy to me because what they yelled I didn't think was that shocking to anybody in the house, but it is.
It is, and we're here. I'm not going to say that there's actually going to be anything major that comes from it, but there were at least threats of something major coming from it this week, and there's a lot of discussion overnight. Maybe it will change today. Maybe we will have a surprise at the veto ceremony. We'll get into all of it, but before we do, if you guys do like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more, and support us further by checking those links to the store and our Patreon. We just did a live chat over there, and we continue to do those at the last Sunday of every month.
All right, so the wall yeller,
Yes.
let's get to that. So what they yelled out was basically that Cody and Nicole are running the house. And
Yeah.
I didn't think that that was really that surprising, to be honest. I felt that the house knows that Cody is definitely a threat, that he does seem to be running the house. So when that came out, I was like, oh man, I just don't think that's really going to do enough because it's not a surprise. No one's going to look around and be like, really? I can't believe it. So, but it did. It actually stirred things up a little bit.
I'll admit that my first reaction to this was I feel bad because now they're gonna take the backyard away from Ian again after he didn't have it for so long. Because I just whenever this happens, they shut down the feeds for a long time. They bring everybody inside, and I was just like, okay, these people are probably all aware that every player has fans. They're all stars. There's no guarantee that this person is telling the truth. I think it's just I have become so used to disappointment on Big Brother 22. I did not want to believe in the notion that this could actually be the grenade that sort of explodes things off all over the place. And then
Yeah, things did start to kind of kick off where people were really paranoid that Nicole and Cody were running the house. And so it has gotten Enzo and some other people like Christmas really talking about going after somebody over on that side, and not necessarily Nicole, because Enzo has said that he's afraid of Nicole. So that may not be the move. He's working with Cody, so I don't know why he would go after Cody, but they were all kind of talking about going after Danny, who I originally, before the wall yeller, thought would be the best person to go up if they wanted to get rid of Kaser, because nobody was really, yeah, they want to get rid of Danny at some point, and she's bothering some people, but she wasn't such a big target that people were going to take that shot. But
now we're at maybe this could actually happen, and it would be a really big and dramatic move. I mean, it's shocking first and foremost that people thought, oh, Nicole and Cody, maybe they have a beef, maybe they're not really working. It's like they played the same season together. It's not like Cody cursed her out on the live feeds every day or anything.
no, they played together. They were friends. I don't know why anybody would ever believe that they had some sort of beef. It's just kind of ridiculous. People believe what they want to believe in this house.
The Danny spiraling of paranoia here, it's all so interesting because Bailey and Davon, they were a couple of the people that sort of started to try to lead this charge to Enzo and indicate to him that this is a move that could happen. This is a move that could be successful. They ultimately, if Enzo decided to go with this, and he talked with Christmas about it too, you could theoretically form a new side of the house where you sort of exclude these people who kind of have all these pre-game tentacles, the Codys, Nicole, Danny, even to a certain extent Ian, and then you can sort of clump everyone else together, guess what? You would then have the numbers. You'd then have a potential to run the game moving forward.
The only problem you run into is that the other side of the house has won really nothing. They've won like a veto, a safety suite, and Enzo. So it's tough because even if you have the numbers over here, if you can't win, you can't have any power to do anything.
The thing that I've at least learned from some of this is just how nonsense the entire Blob Alliance already is. Like, I did not think we would see the demise of the Blob Alliance until, I don't know, a few weeks down the road. Like, I think in the horror movie The Blob, at the end of it, didn't they like freeze it or something? And then it feels like they're freezing the Blob Alliance already.
I think that it would be a really entertaining move, and just outside of the house, Enzo would be hailed as some sort of hero by the community to have taken them down, made a big move, here to play the game. And it just depends what Enzo really wants out of this game, because if he really does want to move further, I mean, sticking with Cody will move him further. Will that win him the game? Probably not. I think he, at some point, needs to make a move like this. It's just, is this the right time to do it?
Enzo, if you want Stan Twitter to start calling you king and for there to be like 500 avatars of people that are using your face.
That's right.
This is your opportunity. You can be King Enzo. You can have a meaningless social media nickname for many, many months on end. I will revere you. I will not ironically call you the Meow Meow, knowing that it's a stupid nickname. I will stop making fun of your nickname.
The other thing that's kind of interesting about this is that Tyler is kind of on board with this idea of getting Danny out. He's over her. He's, seems like he's ready to just make some game moves. Tyler feels like he's just kind of bored.
That's really it, honestly. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of strategic meaning behind some of this with Tyler, but I think he's just sort of thinking, you know what? A Big Brother 20, we did a lot of big stuff, and wasn't afraid to make sort of aggressive moves here. It's all just been, I think Tyler feels how a lot of our fandom feels out here. This is why I do like Tyler, is that I know Tyler is capable of doing a lot of big swings, and I think he recognizes in this situation that, yeah, Danny is kind of sort of with him, but Danny is with other people more so than she is with him, and so I think he's thinking, you know what? I'm fine with this. I've got other people I can work with. I got Christmas. I've still got, I can build something even more with Enzo. I've got Bailey. Like, there's other places Tyler can go. Thank you, Tyler, for trying to open some eyes and inspire some minds. And granted, you're not HOH. You have zero power. But it's nice to know that him and Christmas, they're fine with sort of splintering up this alliance already.
I find it interesting that Enzo is afraid of Nicole and afraid to make that move, because besides sort of Danny, I don't know if Enzo really knows who else she's aligned with. And I know that she's working with Cody and Enzo's working with Cody, but Enzo, I don't know how much he really knows that Nicole and Cody are working together. So if he went to Cody to sort of talk about this, this could go one of two ways for Enzo, and both of them work out. Cody will expose that he's working with Nicole, and that will be information that Enzo can use. Or Cody will not want to expose that and will get behind Nicole going out. And then Nicole goes out. I wish that Enzo will go and really have that hard talk with Cody to find out where he stands. And hopefully Cody will have to say something at that point. He won't just pull a David and just stop talking.
This night, it was an emotional roller coaster like no other, because we had these long conversations. It's like, okay, Enzo's being sold. He's thinking about it. He's really listening to Bailey and Davon. He's telling them he won't spread this information around. Okay, this is great. And then at the end, he's like, I think I'm still going to get rid of Kaser. It was just like, Enzo, you were so close. We were rooting for you. Well, she's still rooting for you because you're her winner pick. But we were all rooting for you. And then you were a total wet blanket at the end of it. And you were just like, I don't think so. I'll let somebody else do it.
Yeah, and In some ways, I understand. It is the safer move, and when you're in All Stars, you don't want to end up sort of making too many waves early on. We're only in week 4. Still a lot of game left to play. Do you then also want to align yourself with the side of the house that's winning nothing? Yeah, they have got the numbers, but they haven't really won a lot. So if Enzo does this, and then next week Nicole wins, Enzo's done. So it really is... He would have to be sure that the other side of the house is going to be able to win something. And if I was Enzo, I wouldn't be sure about that.
That's why, on a personal level, I'm so divided over this, because there is that obvious fear of, okay, if I make this move, let's say Danny ends up being evicted. The next HOH could very well be Endurance. It's the sort of thing that Nicole could do very well at. There is a risk with that. But I would say on the flip side of that, Enzo has already gone past a point of no return with some of this. He's entertained serious conversations where, let's say hypothetically, Danny does not go up. Danny is the next head of household. Is it conceivable then that people are like, who is talking about maybe putting you up? Enzo.
And the thing is, the only person that's going to be really upset that Danny goes is Nicole. It's not such a crazy move that then Enzo's going to be bathing in blood in this. Nicole's the only person that really, really is ride or die with Danny. No one else is. If Danny goes, no one's going to be that upset besides Nicole.
Let me just throw a picture out to all of you guys, because I think you would like this idea. Think about a majority that includes the likes of Enzo, Bailey, Devon, Kaser. You can throw Christmas in there. You can put Tyler. You can even put Memphis in there if you really want. I mean, I'm saying a lot of people really, really want to do that, but that would be such a weird hodgepodge, just like group of randos and misfits that I would really root for that. I think that could be a really fun final 8, final 9 in this game.
Yeah, I think it could be.
But it's also pure fan fiction that I'm writing right now, because I think Enzo, unless he wakes up this morning and sees some sort of light shining down at him, or somebody else comes into the backyard and yells more stuff with a megaphone, I don't think he's going to do it.
The only thing that I can see that is a benefit in this is I had been thinking that there was a possibility that this week Nicole and Danny might decide to take their shot at Christmas. If Christmas is going up as a pawn, that this was, all right, you know what? She's up on the block. The two of us can get together. That means that Ian will be in on that stuff. Devon and Bailey, they want to keep Kaser. Cody doesn't like Christmas. This could have been the situation where Christmas goes. But now that someone has yelled this over the wall, this is not the week that they should do anything. And we know that Danny made a huge mistake when she threw that hinky vote after she went to Cody and Cody said no and then went to someone else. Everyone knows that she did it. So she is capable of doing something like that when there's already a target on her. But I feel like at that point, Nicole would probably talk her off the ledge and be like, this isn't the week.
Yeah, probably. And it's just this at least felt close. I think that's why I'm so upset about it now. And it's not like I like Danny, and I was a big fan of Danny coming in. Yeah, I've been disappointed with her this season. And it's not like I'm rooting for her to go immediately, but I'm rooting for something. I just want something to happen that's dramatic and surprising.
Yeah, Kaser going home is not dramatic or surprising, and it seems like nobody really cares if he goes home or not right now. This isn't like a thing where this isn't going to change anybody's game anymore. It started the week where Enzo was like, oh, everybody wants him out. Everybody, we got to get him out. And now it's like nobody cares.
Can we talk about there's one other random thing I really got to talk about here. This is quite possibly my favorite thing that Kevin has ever done in Big Brother. Kevin, amidst all of this, is slowly morphing into Tony from Survivor. I can't wait until he starts running around. Is there an idol? Is there an idol under this rug? He's not doing the idol stuff, but he is creating his own spy shacks. At one point yesterday, I just booted up the feeds, and I saw him getting out of a trash can. And I was like, what is Kevin doing? And then later, I saw him remove a mattress and try to crawl under the bed. I was just He's gonna do this at some point, and someone's gonna lie down on this bed, and it's just not gonna end well for him at all.
No, it's not. But I mean, if he can get information, if nobody's really sharing anything with him, and he is in this, I hate this alliance name, the Tickle Monsters, so he is getting a little bit of information from Enzo and Christmas. How else is he going to get the information? He does need to be somewhere. This isn't the worst idea he's ever had.
It is a hilarious idea. I don't know if it is good or if it is bad,
It
but
worked for Tony.
it did work for Tony. I just know this. If Kevin finds out game-breaking information at one point because he is hiding in a freaking trash can, I will laugh so hard on these videos that this, Kevin being Oscar the Grouch, living in the trash can, is going to dramatically change this season.
I just wonder if anyone is going to end up believing him, because if he ends up in a situation where he finds out information maybe about Enzo and Cody working together, then who does Kevin go to with this? He's in a tough spot because he's going to learn something that he doesn't want to learn that's going to hurt his game.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to have any bearing on anything. It's obviously not as important as maybe Danny goes up on the block this week, but I love it. I wish more people would do it. It's always funny. Find some other cool hiding spots, Kevin, and I will appreciate you even more this season.
Come on, Enzo, take the shot.
Okay, yes. Come on, Enzo. Be that person. You don't want to waste your shot. You start singing that Hamilton song or whatever, but we want you to do something this week. But do you guys think it's actually going to happen? Are you surprised by the Wall Yeller's impact? Let us know in the comments, and if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, support us further, check those links to the store, to our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.